This is my mini project as far as me scrolling through a social media platform. I thought it would be kind of fun to do a more of a live vlog situation, if you will, of me scrolling through my social media. And the social media I'm choosing to utilize is my photography account. So this is the account that I utilize as a wedding photographer, and my feed is definitely curated towards wedding photography and photographers in general. So the type of persuasion that you'll see is people trying to influence you to hire them as your photographer, as well as other things like how to be a better photographer, how to buy into this program that another photographer has created, or these presets. So those will be kind of the types of ads that you'll see, or maybe the way that people will try to persuade you at this type of social media level versus maybe just like a casual account. But just thought I would let you know this will definitely all kind of be catered towards photography oriented stuff, which I thought would be interesting to talk about from a persuasion aspect. So I'm just going to scroll through, just kind of talk about where I feel like I see persuasion happening. So the first thing I see is a video like this. This is a destination wedding photographer who is basically establishing her legitimacy through showing you all the things that she's able to do as a photographer, all the different places that she's done. What she's doing is demonstrating her ability to be a photographer in all the types of different locations, and that people hire her to do these types of things. So she's establishing her own legitimacy, and that's how she's able to persuade people, is by showing them other people hire me to do this. So that means I'm trustworthy. That means you can hire me and I will do a good job. And also look at how amazing these photos I take are. So I would say that that is definitely a huge way that photographers use persuasion, particularly when using social media and digital persuasion, is kind of showing their own legitimacy by backing it up with the things that they've done in the past. Here's an ad for Windows. I don't need Windows. Again, kind of a similar vibe with this photographer. She is very well established, but an aspect of persuasion that she's utilizing, you can kind of see in her comment section, like that obviously she's very well established because she has a lot of followers, she gets a lot of likes, so clearly a lot of people are engaging with what she's talking about. She's creating this type of typing that is supposed to feel like her own voice, that is really who she is, and that she's talking to you and creating some sort of relationship with you through, while also showing some beautiful photos that she's taken. She's tagged that she was in the Amalfi Coast, that she was able to travel for her work, and that, again, she is somebody that you can trust, and that she is legitimate in, being someone that you can hire and pay an extensive amount of money to in order to take your photos in different places. Because she's not from Italy, she's from Michigan. So she's showing her legitimacy and showing that she takes really great photos, and that other people in the past now have trusted her to come to Italy with them and take their wedding photos and pay her a significant amount of money to do so. And so that's how she's kind of doing that to persuade you, while also showing you some highlights and beautiful photos from that particular photo shoot. Again, kind of similar vibes as to always, like this is another smaller photographer like myself, just showing off images from a latest wedding to show that people are hiring her, and to show off her work and her portfolio in order to persuade clients to hire her because she takes great photos. A little bit of like minor persuasion, but still in the digital format. This was one that I thought was really interesting because this is a suggested for me. So this is actually persuasion, not necessarily happening from a content creator that I've chosen to let persuade me. This is actually Instagram doing something to persuade me. So it's suggested for me. This guy has the little blue check mark, so that's showing me, oh, he's a legitimate person. He's got a lot going on for him. Like, he must be really legit. And so that I'm automatically like, all right, this is a verified person. Like, what they're saying might have a little bit more legitimacy to it. And then it's showing me videos of travel and things in the Pacific Northwest, because for a long time I was looking up travel itineraries for the Pacific Northwest because I took a trip. But what this is utilizing is showing me different things that you can do in the Pacific Northwest to try to convince me to go. So what they're doing is using imagery and using these grand gestures on this big account to show me, different parts of Washington. And Instagram is doing this because it wants me to do more clicks. So it's persuading me by showing me iPhone and quality videos of different things that I can do in the Pacific Northwest. And this is likely based off of the fact that I had looked up Pacific Northwest videos months ago. So just keep scrolling. Again, this is the same girl that I saw yesterday. Another aspect of Persuasion, she's posting very, very frequently, so that way you can see her, remember her. Her face is, there for everyone to see, so you don't forget about her. And she's showing, look how much fun I have when I'm going on my work trips. Like, I get to wear a swimsuit and work with these really pretty people. So she is influencing me and persuading me to want to, is basically romanticizing what is going on with her job, and is showing me these small clips to persuade me to maybe want to do a photo shoot just like that, or to maybe be a photographer just like her, because she gets to wear her swimsuit and works this super awesome fun job all the time. She's showing only small tidbits of reality in order to persuade me into doing that. So just a couple more things. Again, this is like a print studio because this is a photography. So this ad is curated for me on this particular social media account because I am a photographer, and everything on this account is curated towards photography. It's utilizing really cute short form media in order to persuade me to buy some prints, and that's fine. And it has the shop link, so it's making it really easy. Again, suggested for me going to Washington because based on my algorithm, this is what I like to watch. So this is just a client, so that's nothing too crazy. Again, suggested for me more travel stuff. So Instagram really thinks that I want to travel, which they're right. I do want to travel. An ad for Photoshop. Photoshop is popping up showing me the different things that I can do with generative AI, which is the new thing. It's persuading me by showing me these really cool images that it's able to come up with on the click of a button. You just type in toucan and you can generate it into your new Photoshop app. And again, this is curated for me from the fact that I am on a photography account. So those are just a couple of different ways that I feel like I'm being persuaded when I'm on my social media accounts. The advertisements are specifically curated to me. If it's being pushed by Instagram, the people that I'm following are trying to persuade me by showing me beautiful things and showing me different ways that I can be a good photographer, or are trying to persuade me to hire them as their photographer or as my photographer for a wedding because they are legit and they have done this before and they have a portfolio to back themselves up. And this is all just super quick and comes into your brain super fast, and is such a short form of persuasion in the digital world that I think is so interesting, that I myself utilize as well, which is why I have a little bit of insight about it. But yeah, that is how I feel persuasion is being utilized. And thanks for listening.